Hello, Professor. This is Jesus Kandayaya, about to show you my level for our project final exam. So basically, my idea when coming up with this entire project was based on the scenario that you gave us in class. Let me move up here so you can at least get a little glimpse of the whole thing before I go deeper into it. That scenario that you told us in class about visiting another planet and what that would be like, what it would be like, the challenges that you would have to face, you know, getting used to that bacteria and all that other things. That was my main my main gist for what the game is. And of course, you're going to see my game design document, or you already have seen it, so you know that my game is basically supposed to be like a 3D exploration type game. The idea and concept of it being kind of like similar to like No Man's Sky, basically a game where you're basically exploring through and you're learning about this world and interacting with it and different aspects of it. That's kind of what I wanted to do as well, and that's how I set up this game. And so as you see my map, as you see, that's how that's how I've come up with the idea for everything, like where I set up my level, my little base level, kind of hidden in the midst of these woods and trees. My whole mindset being, if I'm on this planet, if I'm on this area that's brand new, I don't know anyone, anything, kind of like being left on an island, kind of like that show Survivor from a long time ago. First thing you want to think of is shelter. First thing you want to think of is, I'm in the woods. I'm in the woods, like with a bunch of stuff around me, a bunch of stuff, covering me. Let me make some type of shelter. This is more high tech looking shelter, but make some type of shelter that if there are predators, I want to be a bit more hidden. I don't want too much showing. I want to be in a spot where I can hide and away from view. So that's what my idea was when coming up with this concept. As you can see, you'll see more of this. I'll show you like the base and everything else more, but this is just a picture of it. I did a bit of editing to it to, of course, you can see that on my file as well. Now, for my level outright, just to give you a bit of a glimpse of what it looks like before I get into more specific, this is, let me go and get these out the way for you, because these are more in the view, out the way. But yes, basically, as you can see, this is the whole setup. This is, nice kind of view. This sunlight right in the back, pretty much what we're looking for right here. This is the entire viewpoint. You got the mountains right there. You have a big, large body of water back there, and you have this grassy plain area right here. If you, as you'll see my GDD, of course, I was talking about how there's 3 different areas to my map. There's to the map of the actual game itself. If I was to lay it out, it would be like a more wintry zone, a more agricultural zone, and a more dry desert type zone. This is maybe showing a bit of each, but of kind of a bit of a mixture of each. But this is more on what like the vegetation side of it would look like, with the mountains and the body of water. Now let's get straight to explaining how I changes I made and my lighting and everything else. If you where we're going to be starting off is going to be right here in the base here. As you can see, this is the base here is basically these lumen lights lead up to the base, to my base. Let me go and show you how I set that up set that up from the materials, my content drawer here. But yes, that lumen light basically sets up is a setup of everything leads up to the area. And as you told me in class, you wanted it to you told me to go more of a lighter blue, almost white, because I'm using a dark surface. So that's what I went for with that more lighter blue color. Changed up from the pink color that I had before on this level. Also on light, my one teleporter, as you're gonna see when I start playing the game, is right down here. Let me see if I can zoom into it real quickly. It's right down here. That's my one teleporter. That is basically a shortcut. I'm thinking if this person is exploring, let's say they want a shortcut that gets them back to their home base. This is basically the shortcut here they can take to get back to their home base. So this area is kind of like a checkpoint, and they'll come here and they'll get on that little teleporter, and that teleporter takes them back to their home base. So I set it up right there, and as you can see from that light right there, I set up a spotlight to point down on there, so that in my mind that person would want like a light or something to show them where it is, so that they know where to find it. Let me go. I'm gonna start out playing the game. I'm gonna show you the route walking, and then I'm gonna show you what the inside of it looks. As you can also see, if you look up here, that's not the my HDMI. Sorry, HDRI, not HDMI. So basically, that square that we were my square right there, my post process volume. I set it up and I kind of spread it out throughout the entire island. And then I took my HDRI, and as you remember last time, I was talking about how to get that nighttime view. I was able to get that nighttime view, but then I realized it was too dark, and I took my HDRI. I wanted really it to kind of cover the whole island, but other than that, I took the HDRI and I set it up, put it very at the top of the sky, because I liked the light that it was shining down on. So that skylight HDRI, I have it shining down that light so that it can light up the area more. So it's not like pitch black. It gives it more of a, it gives it, I love the glow from the HDRIs. It gives it like a really nice glow. So I set it up at the very top and I have it shining down on the level. And so it shines down and it makes it easier for you to be able to navigate the path in. Let me go and let's see if there's any other lights I should do. Yeah, those are the two lights. And of course we have the sunlight, which you can see from the back here shining on. From my level shining from the back end coming forwards to the mountains. That also helps with visibility as well. And now to get to this, to get straight to the level itself. And all right. So if I move here to the left, as you can see, I can see a lit up path from my teleporter. And as you can see, before I touch my teleporter, as you can see, the material used for my teleporter, I'll show you that material I used right now to set that up. For my teleporter, the material itself, give you a glimpse of it, was this one right here. It's similar to one that we used in class. I actually really enjoyed it, so I wanted to use it to color up my teleporter, give it more of a texturized look to it. I'll play this going through the forest, and then I'll cut out and I'll play it again going straight to the level, so we can then take a closer look at the level itself. So here's me playing it, just being followed by the orbs, the illuminated orbs for my path. As you can see, basically these orbs act like a guidance factor. They kind of guide you through the forest as you follow through, and as you follow through all these lights, it'll take you straight to the door for the forest all the way down. So it kind of goes through the forest, you're going through the path, you're doing the entire thing, entire setup, and it just keeps going on until you get to the door. You just keep following the lights one by one, and after you keep following the lights, it gets you straight to the path. Okay, but just so we don't spend all the time just walking in pitch dark with nothing to really explain, let me get it, let me zoom in more. Let's go and take the teleporter straight to the level itself so we can actually start looking at how I set up the map. So we go right here to my teleporter, and boom, as you can see, my teleporter sets me right at the front. Now maybe that's where the door is, of course, it's a little dark, but as you can see, that light right there through the door, that'll show you that shows where my door is. I can just walk right into there, and that, then that'll give us the first door. The first door is right here. It opens up for me. It opens frontwards and backwards. Now, as you can see from the aesthetic, I wanted a wood aesthetic, basically because, you know, once again, my mindset. I'm in this place, in this like other planet. You know, I wanted there to be like some type of wood aesthetic, because I'm thinking I'm building this hideout based on wood. I wanted wood everywhere, wood setup, wood agriculture, a couple items, of course. You'd have to go on spaceship or whatever, but the whole base of it is just wood aesthetics. I have lights all around to help light them up. I put some lamps in the sky, and I'm gonna show you in a minute where I got all my assets that I picked them up for. But as you can see, lights to light it up. Here's my lights for, you can see, levels on out. Now if you go and look at my map, you'll see that there is this section here is where I wanted to be able to have a key. Of course, that's something I'll be working on later on, but I wanted this would be kind of like a lab type area. You have a key here, and then more like a scientist type lab area. And then you get a key here if you keep walking around. I just put some random NPCs around here, but basically there would probably be, I don't know, probably some like scientists you'd bring along with you or whatever, just like some more NPC grunts type characters you bring around, which is to help you do your scientific work traversing this new planet. But as you can see, you keep walking around here. You've got that's kind of set up right there. Tables over here. You've got a couple barriers and walkthroughs here. More of a setup. And then as you go and you get to the back area, you have this door right here at the back. Platforms areas. This door here at the back. This walks into what is, I mean, you could say boss, but really it's just, this door opens up. You could say boss, but really this is just like kind of like your private space, private room, the kind of like bedroom office type setup. And you know, if in case you're exploring this planet and let's say you realize that there are creatures here that are very violent, they're chasing you through. If you go and you run out through here to the back area, and you can sneak out to this back area, and then if you go, there's a door right here, a secret door. Well, not secret, but kind of more hidden door. If you go through that door, it doesn't open up from the way back. So let's say a person on this planet gets chased by some type of creature or a person who's been inhabiting. They run through the level. They run through the level. They get to the back area. They run through the back area. That door is locked, so they can't follow to the back area. That gives a person time to run out. And so that was my whole mindset on that. Of course, as I said before, this door back here opens up. from the back. Let me go and set that up. So I'm still kind of getting used to these third-person controls. But yes, it opens up front and back, and then get through and we'll explore a bit more of what this level looks like. But yeah, it's just more, I wanted more of a smaller, compact, nothing too huge or fancy, but like more of a smaller, compact space and area. And you probably be traversing with a couple goons or whatnot. But well, in the game itself, as you see my GDD, I wanted it to be more of a solo traveling mission type game. But I did add some random NPCs just to make the place liven up a bit. But yeah, as you can see, this is pretty much how I set up that map. I set it up. There are little circular areas where you get the keys. The keys would open up the back door, and just in case someone's chased you from the front door, you can run through the back door, and you can go. You get the keys at the circular area that I showed you before. That's kind of like a lab area, and then after getting the keys, this is the circular area. You have to get in those keys right here. You go. Maybe you run out, head all the way to the back, and then at that back you can go and escape, and the door behind it closes. And that's was my whole mindset between how I wanted my level to be set up. And let me go and let me see. Let me go and let me get out of here. But yeah, as you can see, these are the lights that I set up right here. Ceiling lights, for all of that. Now for the wood aesthetic itself, the assets that I used these M wood floor assets that I was able to get through the marketplace store. As you can see, these wood assets, I really loved it, and it kind of gave the vibe that I was looking for, more that like 80s old school 1980s houses look, like where they used to put like wood furnishing, like wood material and furnishing on everything. I don't know if that's the 80s. I think it's the 80s. I may be wrong, but that old school like 80s wood furnishing polish on everything. I really wanted that, and I was able to find it through the marketplace for free. So I grabbed this, and that's the material I used for it. And that's basically all what I did for my lighting. For my lighting, for my material, the roof itself as well is the same material. Static mesh that was used. The static mesh right here. It's super large, but it uses the same wood walnut polisher, polishing material that was used. Let me see if I can show you my content drawer, so I can just show you all the ones I set up over there. Show you everything that was set up. Content right here. I use multiple different types of materials. My HDRI, I used the Moonless Golf HDRI. See if I can pull that up real quick. This Moonless Golf HDRI. This is the one that I put up, of course, on that skylight at the very top, because I just really love the look of it on the bottom. The light shining off of it is really nice, really pretty. So I wanted to I wanted it to shine down more. Let's see, what else do I have here to show you? Yes, for my textures, like my grass, I actually did add some grass. Let me go and show that to you. I know you can't see it because it's dark, but let me get to my foliage and show it to you. There is a type of grass, a grass mesh that I used. Let me see if I can click it and pull it up. This grass mesh right here, I use this grass mesh on the ground area surrounding the actual like island level itself. You of course can't see it because it's so dark, but instead of out of just a bunch of trees sticking up, I also had these more tallish high grass uh, sprouting out from it. Let's see that as well. And then here is my tree. Let me pull it up real quick for you. This is the tree that I used here. I was able to get it off the asset store from a free package. I keep saying asset store like it's Unity. I think it's called the marketplace. It just kind of mixing it up. But this, I believe it's called, it's like some type of European hornbeam tree. So that's what I used to go and to fill out the trees and the landscape on my level right there. Let me see what else I can show you here. Of course, you know, with the wood, with the wood paint. Hey, Professor. Sorry, it just kind of looks like a rough cut. Looks like for some reason, my OSB stopped taking the rest of the stuff I was talking about and kind of cut the video short. So I wanted to finish up. So last time I believe I was talking about the foliage. Let me go and show you that again. I was talking about the different type of foliage I used. I believe I showed you the grass foliage right here, as you can see on the screen. Just make sure my OBS is recording. Yes. Okay. So I showed you on the screen right here, and then this is my tree that I showed you that you're seeing as well. Of course, the grass is very deep below, so of course you're not seeing really that. But the tree, of course, you're seeing. I used it off of an asset package, a European hornbeam. It was a free asset package on the marketplace that I got and used to add it on, and that's what does most of my vegetation. As you can see with my lighting, what I was saying before about the HDRI, as you can see, it's kind of shining down, kind of gives it that warm look. I really wanted that, so it kind of lights up the map. It makes it easier to look around. I didn't want it to be too dark, so that's why I kind of took this HDRI and I just put it all the way at the top, and I just had it shine its light down here. Let me go and show you where my content was picked up from, and then I'll show you the body of water at the end, and that should be everything. A lot of my content was free assets. As you saw, the dynamic grass light, that's what I used for the grass. The European hornbeam is what I used for the hornbeam. And if you looked around my map, you've also kind of saw some tables and stuff. That was from a free furniture pack that I also got from the asset store. This is my HDRI right here, Moonless Golf 4K. That's the one that I kind of put up here. And sometimes you can see kind of goes dark. Let me go in selection here. Of course, just lights up with but yeah, it lights up right there. Move it a little bit. What I really wanted was for that HDRI to kind of surround the entire map, but I had a kind of hard time with setting that up. I don't know why I didn't, but I just did. So I just decided to kind of have it at least up top and just kind of project downwards and give it this color right here. And then for the body of water, you can see back here, I did a basically water body river setup. I believe I did one or two. I believe it was two of them, because I think it was just one. I think it was just one or two. But I basically set it up so that it's in the background over there. Let me move kind of up so you can see it. Yeah, set it up so it's back here, so it kind of goes in and it stops right over here, right near the actual map itself, which is of course just hiding down here. And then I have my height map. I don't remember if I talked about this beforehand, but yeah, this is my height map right here. Let me see. Yes, my height map right here. I remember seeing it, you didn't really like it too well. I kind of wanted to keep it because I really like the look of it, especially with the sun, with that sunlight coming in, the whole natural sunlight coming in from this direction. I loved how it kind of bounced off the walls and it looked really, really nice. I loved having like a river and area back there with, and it just looked really beautiful and aesthetic to me, and I wanted to keep it. That's really why I liked it. Of course, especially with the HDRI, yeah, especially with that. Sorry, I had to cut again with my OBS, but yeah, especially with this HDRI at the top, I just kind of love the whole entire look of it, and that's everything. Thank you very much. Have a great day.